What up, y'all? DCFAYGOGUY. Welcome back to What's Happening Now. We are on a very different day. It is Tuesday. I normally do this on Friday. This last Friday, I could have done it, but I wasn't really feeling it. I was tired. I've been busy. So I didn't do it. But we're going to do it now because there is news and it's like happening now. So that's the whole premise of the fucking show. Let's jump straight into it. Let's not bullshit around. Ignore the stack of CDs in the background and the lotion. Mind your business. I was rubbing one to my collection, okay? Mind your business. All right. Let's jump in. I have it on the wrong window. There we go. First thing is first, give shouts out to the members for continuing to support the channel here. I greatly appreciate it. If you would like to become a part of that, you can hit the join button or link in the description. If you don't want to, that's okay too. But shout out to the members for their continued support of the channel to make sure it keeps going. Second thing that I'm going to plug, another thing that has to do with the channel, Clash of the Juggalo Collectibles. If you have not watched my video or Juggalo Collectibles video yet, it is the whole premise of this show was an idea kind of sparked from the Clash of the Man Cave Collectibles, which was a Patreon stream that ICP did. And at the time, I believe Juggalo Collectibles had like a clip or something of it on his channel. And I commented, you and I need to do this with our collections. That kind of was just like a spitball idea. And then eventually, like, we actually started talking about it kind of around this time last year, you know, November, I think December was when we really seriously was like, hey, let's do this. You know what I mean? We're just now finally getting to it. We didn't want to rush the project. We wanted it to be like something we, you know, we're ready for. So it's happening finally now. We've got the way this is going to work, right? So you need to be subscribed, obviously, to me. You need to be subscribed to Juggalo Collectibles. There are 5 rounds. You know, we're going to pick 5 items from our collection and battle them up against each other. Round 1's going to go down on his channel. Round 2 will go down on my channel. Round 3 will be on his. Round 4 on mine. Until the final round. And then I think him and I have talked about a final video then announcing who won. The way it's going to work, you go in, you comment on each round who you think wins that round. So make sure you do that. Make sure you are subscribed to Juggalo Collectibles. And obviously make sure you're subscribed to me. So that is happening like now. It starts next week. So make sure you are in the know and have all the plugs that you need to have to check that thing out. It's an idea that I had that I hope actually expands and that other content creators do this. The homie Ecoside Fiend, I was talking with him over the weekend about how I think he would be another good person to do this with someone else. I think Beastmaster from Carnival Spirits would be a good person to do this. Roanbone from Beneath the Dirt would be a good person to do this. There's other content creators out there that I know have really dope collections. Fuck, Scotty D from Fago Lovers. Like, this is something I would love to see the community do, because it's a very positive thing, and that's kind of where I want to try to steer the community back to, especially people here on YouTube, to make it, you know, let's get to something positive. And talking and battling collections is a dope thing that I think would be something I'd love to see expand. So if you're watching this and you watch that series and you're like, yo, this is dope, and you know somebody with another dope collection and you guys want to do it, fucking do it. Call it Clash of the Juggalo Collectibles, and, you know, I will throw it in my playlist so that, you know, the videos are all kind of together, because I think it's a great idea and I want to see more of it. So this hopefully is just the beginning. But yeah, Clash of the Juggalo Collectibles is going down, so be peeped for that. So this series is going to take up the month of October, because like I said, each round will be on other respective person's channel, and I think the plan is for it to happen every week. So I don't think him and I are fully talked about the release schedule for it, but I think 1 round a week would be perfect. So be on the lookout for that. Obviously, go head over to Juggalo Collectibles here on YouTube. I think most people are subscribed to him. He surpassed me in subscribers months ago. So he is a much bigger channel than I am officially. So if you haven't heard of him, then I don't know how you haven't heard of him. Go subscribe and be ready for round one. Now let's jump into the news of the underground. I didn't take any notes. I did horrible about taking notes. Like I said, I've been busy week last week at work. So I didn't really take notes, but I have all my windows up top here opened up, kind of, I guess you could say, like the highlights of what I'm going to talk about. And then you probably saw iTunes was pulled up. There's 2 new releases that I'm going to touch on just a little bit. The biggest one being, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So rather than go through like to the next page and go back to where I last showed on here, there's a lot going on here. And I don't want to polish over any of this and make it seem like it's not important. There's some really cool announcements in here. Obviously, Kung Fu Vampire is going on the next leg of the Blackheart Machine Tour. This is primarily in, I think it's the Pacific Northwest is where he's heading there. Suburban Noise Records announced Dropout Kings doing a United Kingdom tour. There's some really cool announcements going on right here. But I think I've got like my windows open of most of the main meat that I want to talk about, and I want to start on this end and move this way. So Violent J and Sarah Rusi featured in Hustler magazine. Now I don't fully remember why I pulled this one up at all, but I just remember this was kind of like a random thing that I saw, and I remember scrolling on. Honestly, I'm not even going to touch on that. I'm just going to like completely close out of it and not even talk about it, because I honestly, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, I don't care about that relationship. I really don't. Like, cool, Jay's doing his thing, but I don't really care at all. So moving right along to Ouija Mac and Triz's collab LP, Coronella. And again, we're a little late. This came out on the 23rd, so this is like not last Saturday, the Saturday before, but that album came out. I've seen a lot of people talk about how dope it is. I have not checked it out. I've said this many times before here on the channel. Ouija Mac is not quite my cup of tea. Sometimes I take a sip and I'm like, yo, that actually tastes pretty good. Other times I'm like, yeah, I don't like this cup. So when it comes to Ouija Mac, it's very hit and miss. But I have not checked this out. I've been fully dove into Stray's Cloudy Alibi, into Mad Max's Kaleidoscope. I know I talked about doing their reviews and the fact that when I did their reviews, I felt very unprepared for that review. Like, it was first thing in the morning. I'd had not even 1 cup of coffee, and I was just scatterbrained. I didn't have all the track names down. So I scrapped those 2 reviews. I haven't put them back out, and I haven't re-recorded them. It's tough to keep up on new music as it's coming out, especially right now. There's so much music that has dropped, and it's just continuing to drop. So I don't know if I'll ever re-record those and put them out. Honestly, on my radar too, the Three-Headed Monster Rampage album, is I'm like, yo, I should probably do a review for that. But I honestly haven't really been listening to that album either. Musically, I'm just listening to a lot of stuff, so it's kind of hard to hone in on one album and review it. So, and I'm not making excuses for myself, but I'm also making excuses for myself. But yeah, Ouija Mac and Triz dropped Coronella, which I thought was interesting that this was actually a collab project. There's so many people like collabing right now. It's really cool though to see that. So pop that one down right there. The other release, a lot of people, not happy about it, but Twisted and Blaze released the DJ Godzilla collab Odyssey. I have listened to it like 2 times. This is another album. It dropped. I peeped it, and I'm just kind of going back to some of the other stuff I've just been consuming. What I want to say about this album, everyone like focused in on the cover. Oh, it's a ripoff of Three-Headed Monster. I guess you could even look at the track list and say, oh, Smokehead Monster is definitely like a jab. I've even gone as far into like, what's that called, where you like intentionally sound like an idiot. You know what I mean? I don't know what that's called, but like I intentionally was like, oh, the album's 17 minutes long. That's a diss at ICP too. Just kind of poking fun at the people that are like all up in arms about this project and how they think that it's a ripoff of Three-Headed Monster. What I will say about the album, having listened to it, literally nothing about this connects it to the three-headed monster. Nothing about it really felt like it connected it to Godzilla. I think literally just because the producer was DJ Godzilla, that is his name, that's why they went with the album cover that they did. This is a Smokers album. In my opinion, the artwork and the album are so far disconnected. It's very misleading. I went into this project expecting it to be like Three-Headed Monster, expecting it to be a concept of being attacked by Godzilla, and it wasn't. Will I say the album was bad? I'm not going to say it was bad. Am I going to say the album was great? I'm not going to say the album was great. I've listened to it 2 times. I literally listened to it, and I went back and listened to Songs of Samhain 3, because, you know, it's October now. It's spooky season, so I was getting hyped for Halloween and Hallowicked and Fright Fest, and jumped right into Songs of Samhain before this dropped. So then when this did, I listened to it. I was like, yeah, not bad. Went back to Songs of Samhain. That's just where I'm at right now. But if you was to ask me if I think this is a ripoff, I still wholeheartedly think it's not. It's just a very bad coincidence and terrible timing of it. Like, they've been working on this project for a while. And, you know, again, if you ask me, the name of it, the artwork, absolutely disconnected from the actual album, because it's not there. There's no connection, and I don't understand, like, you know, why they decided to go with that. But maybe that was just the kind of idea they wanted to have, you know? I don't know. But the other thing too I wanted to say is they actually promote this as a Twisted album featuring Blaze, like everyone's on there. I'm seeing everybody else like point this out too. 90% of this is Jamie Madrox, with a couple of Monoxides and one song with Blaze. So I think that didn't help the cause either, that it had the 3 of them. So, you know, it's all just a very unfortunate circumstance, or coincidence, I would rather say. But let's close out of that. We're going to jump from that actually over, I don't know why this is up, over to here, Twisted's Songs of Samhain, being released as a vinyl box set. And when they first kind of teased this, I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be fucking dope. I can't tell you right now like how tempted I have been to order this, but on the same hand, I know I would probably just do a video unboxing them and they would sit. But the vinyl box set that they're putting out for Songs of Samhain is fucking sweet. And that's why I have Instagram pulled up here. I know, I want to say most people probably have already seen it, but if you haven't, they actually teased it. They show like the vinyl, the discs, and one thing that I want to show here, if I can pause it, and I don't know if I can pause it, but you'll see when they show volume 3, which is the pumpkin one, right? The blue pumpkin one, when they pull it out, it's actually like a die cut sleeve. So when you pull out the artwork, it's like you can, like, the actual sleeve that the disc sits in is cut out to show the artwork. And that was like a sweet touch to me that I thought was really cool. And that was what they teased, was showing that cutout with the white. And when I saw that, I was like, that's Songs of Samhain 3 right there. So Songs of Samhain box set, vinyl box set rather. I think it's just pre-order right now. Let's see. Where's the information? Oh, it's got an official street date of October 13th. So Friday the 13th is when you can expect to get this in your hands if you have pre-ordered it. It is available on MNE. It is available on Amazon. And I'm trying to remember, the homie Ronebone from Beneath the Dirt reached out to me about another site that's actually better and the best place to order it. And I'm going to look that up real quick, because I know it's recently. Bull Moose. You got to go to Bull Moose, and I think he said, what was it? They'll pack it good, unlike Amazon, and it's free shipping. That was the selling point. Free shipping, and they package it really good. So Bull Moose, I think that's just it. Bullmoose.com, I would assume, is the place to order it, and you can expect to pay about $60 for it, which honestly, that is a damn good price for vinyl. Typically, most of your vinyl are $30 to $40. And this is a 3-disc set, so you're getting like a $30 discount. You know what I mean? So if you're interested, definitely check that out. And if you make videos, film it and then send it to me because I really want to see it. And I hope Juggalo Collectibles is going to order too because I know he keeps his shit sealed. I don't know why. I don't understand it. But hopefully he has another one that he's going to open and actually show everything because, like, to get the full feel, I want to see, like, you know, the disc out. And I want to see everything about it. So, Songs of Samhain vinyl box set, October 13th. Hell yeah. Like I said, I probably ain't gonna get it just because I know I'll pay for it. It'll just sit, but I'm tempted. I am tempted because I really love this series. I think it's a great tradition that they're continuing it because they are teasing Volume 4 already, which means they're working on it. So I'm excited for that for sure. But hello, a wild Megs has appeared.
Just want to sneak by you. You didn't see me.
We didn't see you. All right, so we'll close that one out. And the big one over the weekend. So this is where I'm actually kind of glad that I didn't do What's Happening Now on Friday because I would have missed this and had to wait another week. But that's also kind of what prompted me to go ahead and do this today rather than waiting till this Friday. So, Three-Headed Monsters Ball Show announced. Devil's Night in Detroit, if you don't know, October 30th. So it is going down the same night as Fright Fest. And from what I understand, this is going down at the same venue as the Bloody Sunday show. I believe so. Let me relook here just to make sure. City Club, yes. So it is going down at the same exact venue as Bloody Sunday. And if I remember correctly, I remember Scotty D last year saying that he wasn't going to miss Bloody Sunday and he wasn't going to miss Fright Fest. The way he did it was, obviously, ICP are notoriously late for going, or notoriously known for going late on their shows. Like, they're supposed to take the stage at 10. They ain't going on that motherfucker till midnight, at least. So he ended up watching Fright Fest and making his way over because the City Club is not too far from St. Andrew's Hall. So, like, there's potential to catch both of them. Myself, honestly, I'll be at Fright Fest. I'm not missing Green Book. In my opinion, the Green Book is way better than the Three-Headed Monster. That's just my opinion. I'm an OG. That's just how I feel about it. But I think it is cool that they are doing this show. And I know in the past I have expressed like that, oh, they're doing it on the same night as Fright Fest. That's definitely a slight at Twisted. My mentality since then, it's been a year, has changed already. Like, you know, there's people that don't really listen to Twisted anymore, or people coming into the scene that aren't aware of Twisted. This is just extra flavor for them to go check out. And, you know, this particular show here for me is like, you know, I would rather go see that than this. But it gives you options. You now have options for what you want to do for that weekend, or I guess for that trip. If you're making the trip to Detroit, you now have 3 events potentially to go to, or just 2 of your choosing. And I think that's kind of cool. But yeah, the Three-Headed Monsters Ball Show going down Devil's Night in Detroit. And I believe it says in here that if you dress up, I think it's right on this flyer actually, that there's not only is there an after party, but there is a free mystery gift for those who come in full monster costume. My guess, it's probably going to be a single, and maybe it's like a bonus song that didn't make it on Obliteration or Rampage. Possibly even a single for another project that's coming out, because the Three-Headed Monster seems to have Ouija blood where they're pumping out albums. And I know in my review for Obliteration, I kind of expressed like me hoping that they do more with Three-Headed Monster, and then, you know, 3 months later we ended up with Rampage. I want them to take just a little bit more time on the projects because I do like Obliteration more than Rampage. But don't get me wrong, I do enjoy Rampage. But I just want them to take a little bit more time on the project. Like, do more, but don't just like whisk it out without like really fine tuning it and making sure it's like the best quality that it could be. You know what I mean? Like the mixing is perfect. Like maybe you go in like, oh, maybe this line should be different. You know, rewriting some stuff if need be. But yeah, Three-Headed Monsters Ball going down Devil's Night in Detroit, which is dope for those who would want to see it. But like I said, I'm gonna be at Fright Fest. I want to see the Green Book. I can't miss that show. So call me whatever you want if you're a toxic person. But let's close out of Fagel Lovers and bring up iTunes. The big one here, and this is probably hopefully going to be, if I remember correctly, this will be part of the headline. Lost Lake Estates, which is a la Zuli Lou and Super Famous Fun Time Guys. And I had a discussion with the homie Gage, aka Wasteland Waldo, about this earlier in Discord. I'm kind of not sure if I want to call this a supergroup. This to me feels like a collaborative album, almost in the same vein as Psychopathics from Outer Space. The difference being that they're all together. This is kind of a Dark Lotus style album, but I don't, because when they first announced this project, I was like, okay, so the group is called Lost Lake Estates. But the more that I look and listen, the album, the project is called Lost Lake Estates. And it's basically just like this kind of story of you go to this insane asylum, and they introduce you to these 5 people, which is Alo Zululu and Super Famous Fun Time Guys. And like the album just kind of plays out of like them just being like, you see why they're committed, whatever. Like, and all of these songs are really fun. I love what they did with the project. You know, a good one here is Kill 'Em With Kindness. They took the expression, you know, if you're going to, you know, just kill them with kindness. Just be so nice to them that it kills them, you know, kill them with kindness. They kind of took that gimmick and made it into a song and basically made it like you actually kill them with your kindness. Like, I think part of the chorus is like, I go to a park and I clean up dog shit and then I run across the lawn and I shit in someone's yard. I butchered that, but that's the kind of stuff like I'm talking about. They do a good deed, but then they go and do a bad deed that like kills them. Like they're killing them with their kindness. I'm only 2 listens in, so I'm like trying to fully dissect like the message and like just where they're going with the songs. But I really love it a lot. And like another one here, Funeral, or I don't even know how I think you would just call that song Funeral, but like the whole story of it is they put the fun in funeral. Like, have you ever heard that or seen that on a t-shirt? Oh, I put the fun in funeral. And they like literally talk about going and having fun at a funeral. It's a messed up song, but it's a fun song. So I've been really enjoying the project. This is definitely going to be a contender for top album of the year. I'm calling it right now just because I'm enjoying it. 8 Legs leveled the fuck up. He's definitely been the MVP on this project, but everybody on here is killing it. Pour Another is basically about getting drunk. Whipstick, like a genius, made his whole verse about drinking milk. Everyone else is talking about getting drunk. His whole verse is just about drinking milk. That's to me that's genius, because like he took what's supposed to be like obviously a song about getting drunk and drinking alcohol, and he's like, yo, I'm getting drunk off milk, because I guess that's like his gimmick or whatever. But it's a great project. If you love some wicked shit, you'll love this. So if you're sleeping on Zool, if you're sleeping on Fun Time Guys because of their associations, I would say just give it a listen. You know, forget about where Zool is signed to. Forget about that. If you enjoy wicked shit, if you enjoy some fun music, and that's the other thing about this project is it doesn't really follow the lore of Ala Zuli Lu, and it doesn't really follow the lore and gimmick of the Super Famous Fun Time Guys. This is literally just them coming in and doing wicked shit with no like theme directly to it. You know what I mean? Like there's no building on the Zool lore of, oh, we are ancient evil that has risen, or you know, the Super Famous Summit. You know what I mean? It's a really good project. I recommend it. Definitely go check it out. But I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode of What's Happening Now. I don't think that I'm going to do one this Friday just because I did it Tuesday. I'm not sure necessarily how much news is going to drop from now until Friday, but probably plan to do it next week. And maybe this weekend sit down and shoot some reviews. That would be a really good goal. Sit down and shoot some reviews. Do Rampage's review. Do Mad Max's Kaleidoscope. And get Stray's Cloudy Alibi out. Hopefully I will sit down and actually get that done. But if not, I don't know. But yeah, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you guys for watching. Tell me down below what you are excited for out of this little bit of knowledge and news that dropped. And I will see you guys next time.
I've been lost for days. In my head, there's no escape.